Welcome to the Dave Palmer Show.
Hi, welcome back to the Dave Palmer Show. And with me today, I have someone who has made a big impact as the founder of the Elephant Project and is on a mission to educate children and families about animal cruelty through her line of cuddly plush stuffed animals. She's been profiled by a multitude of local, national, and international media outlets, including The Today Show, Vogue, People, Santa Barbara Magazine, the Montecito Journal, and the Santa Barbara Sentinel. Her partner non-profit organizations include the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, Elephant Nature Park, and the Elephant Corporation. Kristina McKean, welcome to the Dave Palmer Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you here. And I do like to have some charity work. I do some social justice work here and, a little bit of politics and most of it's self-development as well. But always love to have people that are doing great in the world. And I know, that the people that introduce me to you, they've brought some wonderful people doing some wonderful things around the world with charity, and so such a pleasure having you here. So the Elephant Project, so that's an interesting one. I've seen elephants in Thailand. I've been to Southeast Asia. I've lived out there for a while actually, when I kept coming back to the UK and there. So,
wow.
But this one's based in Africa, is that right? Or any elephants anywhere?
Well, I'm actually based in California, but I support organizations in Thailand and in Africa. So I sort of spread the generosity, just because there's such different issues facing elephants in different parts of the world. So I wanted to be able to support all of them, as many as possible anyway. But I'm based in California.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's fantastic. So tell us about the Elephant Project. I mean, obviously, I've just mentioned you've got some stuffed animals and you're educating children and obviously bringing it to the world. Well, it looks like just in general, you've been on, many big mainstream outlets like the Today Show, etc. So, you're doing well with it. How did this all start? I mean, what was your background? I mean, you've got international relations degree, which obviously helps, doesn't it, with things like this?
It sort of, I actually was a product development designer for the Gap here in San Francisco.
Yeah,
California.
The Gap store. You mean closed store? Yeah, okay.
Headquarters.
They're all closed down in the UK, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I worked for them a long, very, very long time ago.
Okay.
But and I did product development for the tween market. And so I felt like I really knew that market really well. And then when I was in Thailand, over 20 years ago, I saw a baby elephant in the street begging, and I was like, this is wrong.
Wow.
And didn't really know what to do about it because it was before social media. And so I started protesting the circus and sort of aligning myself with other people who were trying to help the elephants, and just became really aware of all the issues that they were facing in Thailand. Where I originally saw the baby elephant, it was, the elephant abuse, and people were riding elephants, and a lot of people just didn't realize why you shouldn't ride them. And then in Africa, it was the trophy hunting and the poaching for ivory and the climate crisis, human conflict. So I realized it was such a big problem. And I saw my daughters playing with stuffed animals one day, and I was like, oh, I kind of know how to do that from my background. I should create a stuffed animal to help the younger generation raise money and awareness for elephants. So it would be a gift that gives back, but it was also that was really cute and fun, but it also would help elephants. So I donate 100% of the net proceeds to these organizations that I've aligned with to help them take care of the elephants and also help rescue them, which is also a huge endeavor.
Wow. Okay. So from the baby elephants scene that you saw there, what did you actually do? Did you actually go in and rescue this elephant, or what kind of like happened there? I mean, obviously, just seeing that elephant there, you couldn't really do anything, I guess, did it?
Yeah, I actually was really dumbfounded. It was one of those things where I was like, this is wrong, but I don't know actually like the whole story. I don't know, I didn't know enough to know what to do, to be honest. I mean, I don't really know if I could have done really anything at that point anyway, but
Yeah, yeah,
I realized it was an issue, and I think when you have a calling, whatever your calling is, it
yeah.
just becomes what you do. It's not, I tell people, it's like, they're like, I want a calling. How do I do that? I'm like, it just literally is a calling. So you just do that. It becomes your life, really. So
Yeah, yeah.
I knew that I had to figure it out. And it was a journey to get where I even am today. But you just start kind of, trying to align yourself with other people who have similar goals, and then you kind of go down a path and figure out what you can be most effective in helping them. And I realized me like living in a sanctuary was probably not going to happen, even though I would have loved to have done that, but I could create a lot of awareness from here where I was. And when I was protesting the circuses, the people that were most upset about what was going on about the elephant abuse were the younger kids, really. And I had younger kids, and I knew that the next generation, they're such game changers, they're such fighters, and
Yeah.
they are the ones that are going to make a difference. So I felt like that was my audience. So if I could capture them at the young age about, teaching them why that you should not ride elephants, and ethical tourism, and care for our planet and the elephants and all the animals, that I could maybe make a difference. And I actually am, I knew it was going to be big from the start, but sometimes I look back and shocked at the momentum, because I knew I loved elephants and wanted to help them, but I didn't realize so many other people would. And that was such a huge lesson for me too.
Yeah. And I mean, next door to Thailand, there is another in Malaysia. They have like a sanctuary for elephants that are found like on kind of an orphanage, really. I don't know if you've heard about that there.
I know there, I just got back from Thailand myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was there about 2, 3 months ago with the family. So it was
Oh, nice.
en route
Yeah,
coming
it's so
back to the
beautiful.
UK permanently. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah. So there are, I put on my website too, there are a lot of ethical sanctuaries, and then there are a lot that aren't. So I think what is happening is a lot of people are realizing about the abuse and captivity of the elephants. And so instead of riding camps, they're sort of switching them to more ethical sanctuaries, but some of them claim to be ethical, and they really, at night,
Right.
they're using bull hooks and spears and chains and stuff like that. So I
Right. I
encourage
see.
everyone to really research. But like I was there with Lek Chilert, who runs the Elephant Nature Park in Chiang Mai, and who's become a really close friend of mine. And she was like, these elephants that she rescued are amazing. Like, they're so calm. Like, we would just be sitting there and they just kind of come up to you. And but then we went across the river and saw these elephants that were not being treated well. And they said that it was an ethical sanctuary, but really at night, which is when we saw it, they're not being treated well. So it inspired me to help save that herd also, but also made me really aware that people really need to investigate before they sign up for these things. And I truly don't believe people would do it if they knew the abuse that was going on in a lot of these places. So it's really important to make sure that, your choices are really well researched also. I know there's a lot of different sanctuaries. I don't know about the one that you mentioned, but
Malaysia.
in Malaysia, yeah. But
Yeah.
there are some good ones, and there's some that are trying, I think, maybe to be better, but have a long ways to go. So I think people too don't realize the reason. People are like, well, everyone's been riding elephants for years, but the reason why it's so important not to is because in order to ride an elephant, they have to go through this horrible procedure called the crush box, where they take them as babies and they literally like abuse them horrifically. I won't even go into it, but for 24 hours until they're submissive, and they're so fearful of man that their spirit is crushed, and that's why it's called the crush box. And so a lot of the baby elephants don't even survive. And so it's important that you're not doing that. People think it's more for the physical aspect, that it hurts the elephant. It's just more for, that can be true on some of the elephants, but a lot of it is because of the abuse. And if you're going on elephant rides during the day, they're most likely being chained up at night. And so, I am trying to believe that most people want to be ethical and right, and wouldn't want to see them so abused. So I'm just trying to educate people as much as possible, just to make sure that you're doing, the right choices, and also teaching our children that in this day of age, we have enough resources to find out what is going on, that we can make the right choices.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just trying to get the story from the beginning and inspire what wonderful work you've done and how it all began. So it began in Thailand with the baby
Yes.
elephant. Then
Mhm.
you moved back. Obviously, you was on vacation there by the sounds of things. Is that right? Or
Yes, I was on
yeah.
vacation and I moved
Whereabouts, by
home.
the way? I mean, I know Thailand a little bit. I mean, the first time I was there was a little bit more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, maybe we
Back
were
doing
both
a little
there.
bit of backpacking.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
I saw this baby elephant in Bangkok, but I had traveled all
Oh,
over too.
oh my God. Yeah. You
Over
don't
here.
really see baby elephants in Bangkok, do you? Really?
That was my only time there in Bangkok.
Oh,
I've been all over the country, but that's where initially saw it. So
oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
right.
So then I came home and figured out how to make a stuffed animal, and it kind of just like the
Oh,
momentum just took off from there.
right. Was you into stuffed animal before that, or was you kind of like, did it kind of make you think, oh, let
No,
me just make a
I
stuffed
always,
animal?
yeah, no, I always joke that I'm like, if I was like in elementary school, I'd be so excited that I'd grow up and be a stuffed animal designer. But I just, I saw the market for it, and I knew that I could probably tap into that market and
Yeah.
educate, create money for the stuffed animals. And since my background was in product development, I knew
Yeah.
kind of how to create the product.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so I
So you
have now,
combined, sorry, no, you combined your international relations degree because it's kind of like international relations, isn't it? Really, but for animals, if you like,
yeah,
because it is a
definitely.
kind of like a international. I don't know. It's an international thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
To kind,
definitely. I mean, international relations, when
yeah,
I got my degree, it was, a lot of like
more politics. Yeah, I know. I've got a
politics, but
politics degree.
also,
Yeah, so.
yeah, but it was also a lot of business and econ too.
Oh
So,
right, okay. So that
and I also speak
tied in
Spanish.
with your product development and things like that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing when sometimes when you graduate, I know it's kind of different now, but when you graduate from college, you don't really know what you're going to do with your major. But, it kind of ended up like in a roundabout way working. So, yeah. And I tell people too, like, if you're passionate about something, you want to start something, you don't have to start a stuffed animal company. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but I also wanted people to know that like one person can make such a big difference. And, everyone in my company, even, Erin, who we just spoken to, are all women. So that's actually kind of fun to have that sort of business where it's all run by women too, and volunteers, and the power of that as well.
Yeah. Wow, fantastic. So you kind of started this stuffed animal thing, and I don't know if it was like if it's all new to you when you got back from this holiday in Bangkok, and this baby elephant must have been stuck on your mind to sort of say, let's do something about this, or was it more, let's make stuffed animals because that seems like a good thing to sell first, and then suddenly you thought, actually, let me do a campaign because this will bring education through. How did that all sort of start to spread?
Yeah, I mean, it started just with me trying to figure out how to help them, I think, where,
Okay, so that was the first priority you had in your
yeah,
head before you even made the stuffed
definitely.
animal. Okay, good.
And then
Yeah,
when I saw my kids playing with them, I was like, oh, this is a really good idea. I can make my
yeah.
own stuffed animal. So it took me years to get to that point, though. It wasn't something, I just, I had rescued a German Shepherd from a high kill shelter in Los Angeles, and I found him a beautiful home here in Santa Barbara, is where I live. And someone was like, "You could do more than what you're doing," and I was
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, that's true." And they're like, "You need to figure it out," and I was like, "Yeah, I should." And it kind of just like inspired me to try to figure out a way to help more than just protesting and signing petitions. So that was also an incentive for me, is like, maybe I could do more. What else is out there? What else could I do? How can I use my background and my talent to make a difference for them? So it was really outside the box, because I'm sure most people don't think, oh, stuffed animals the best way to go, but it just is something I know how
Well,
to
you'd be
do.
surprised what kind of, like there's brands, with symbols, and then that does a hell of a lot of things,
Right,
even in politics, symbolic things does things, it's just all,
right.
all in the mind, isn't it, really? So it's kind of
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like that.
actually amazing. It's like you can actually, make a movement too if you're really passionate about it and whatever, from a lot of things, I
Well,
think.
it's
But
it's kind of like the hashtag, isn't it, really? That's kind of like, you know, another way of doing stuff, so this, your hashtag is doing the The stuffed animal. Well, I'm sure you probably
Right.
might have a hashtag to go with it as well, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No, it just, I think too, like my theory too is like people want to help. And so it was an easy way for them to help. Like if they didn't really necessarily want to like research this organization to donate to, it's like, oh, they could just buy a stuffed animal that they would buy anyway. And then that was a way for them to make a donation. So that was also like, I think, an easy sell for people because it was it was an easy way for them to get on board too.
yeah. So you came back and then you thought, no, I've got to do something about this, made these stuffed animals. And then where did it go from there? Did you actually start selling it in shops, or did you
Yeah, so
start a campaign? How did you get this campaign to spread and get so big?
I started really locally. So my kids at the time were in elementary school, and
Yeah.
I live in, Santa Barbara, Montecito. It's a smaller town, so it was super easy to get people on board. So
Yeah.
just friends were like, "Oh, I'll have a party, bring them," and then everyone would buy them, and then I just went around to stores. But there was a point too where I would like email like 100 people a day, and it was like, I wonder what the odds if I email people 100 people a day, like how many people would respond. And I was actually kind of shocked because a lot of people didn't respond. I mean, it wasn't like some complicated, thing. I just like researched emails and I put a ton of time into it, but reached out to people about what I was doing and what my goal was and why I was doing it. And so many people came forward that wanted to help. I think like it was such an instinctual like need to get out as much as possible. And it was shocking that so many people wanted to help me. I think that was like the most interesting part of it all, is that I didn't realize so many people were interested in helping me, but they really were. So that was a good lesson. I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, sometimes you just need to ask because you never know. A lot of people don't, or just assume somebody else is doing it and then it doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, I just started selling locally, and then a friend had a friend who worked here or whatever and told us about it. And then I started, I got it on some really good platforms. And I think it really took off when I went on People magazine during COVID. They did a story about how I was trying to help the elephants in Thailand because of all the riding camps were, nobody was traveling, obviously. So the elephants weren't going on elephant rides and these elephants were dying. And so the ethical sanctuaries that I work with were going and trying to get those elephants. So I asked if they would do a story about that. And they said, yeah. I was like, really? Anyway, so that kind of just like propelled me into like a whole new, kind of like a whole new market.
Yeah. Wow. So where did it start? Now it's getting big in Santa Barbara. You started this. Obviously, most people go local. It takes a lot of effort or time and money to really. Or if you're a real big celebrity, yeah, maybe it might. Obviously, if you're a big name like Angelina Jolie or something, obviously
Right.
it's gonna, spread a little bit. But so yours is big in the international project. Tell us where it went international. How did it go?
Well,
That
I
way.
actually do it nationally, and most of my
Oh
sales
right,
are
okay.
so in the United States. We do international sometimes, but it's just a little trickier with the shipping.
Yeah.
But we did recently a collaboration last year with Shantakai, who is a product line. They do really beautiful makeup and hair products and facial products. But we did a project for them for Earth Day where we did these special little outfits for the elephants, and then we sold it in a bundle. So they did go to China, they went to London, France, Hong Kong. So that was so sometimes they will be international, but most of my sales are online. And there are actually a lot of celebrities who live in this town, fortunately. So they have been really nice and helpful to spread the word because that's a really great form of marketing. But yeah, so it's actually national. I don't have it even in a lot of boutiques.
America's a big place, isn't it? So even national there, you got like 50 states, so that's like 50 separate countries as far as Europe's concerned,
Yeah.
So
really
they're still quite huge. And if you are getting involved internationally a little bit, then it is an international kind of movement on a smaller scale. But who knows? It might go bigger. So. So you got these elephants, and I know you've got a few specially named ones. I can't remember the names now. I just
Oh
mention them.
yeah.
Or
So the
yeah,
boy is named Tembo, which means elephant
Temba.
Swahili,
Okay.
and the girl is Kiki. And then they have come in like different outfits too. But I just recently did a baby elephant named Chaba after real life elephant named Chaba at the Elephant Nature Park in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was the first time I've ever done an elephant after a real live elephant, but it's really important because you can follow her journey as well. And it's really cute too. And she comes with a little book. So that was really fun. She just came out in December. So, and that's
yeah,
another reason I went to Thailand was to see the actual real live baby elephant.
yeah.
Didn't,
Well, that's why I saw the elephant was in Chiang Mai, actually. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Um, and the other one was in Bali. Obviously,
Okay.
you see them in zoos and things like that, but I don't know if that's another part of your thing,
Yeah,
the
no.
project. No, no, it's just more the ones that are
Yes, the
not
ones that
looked
are in
after.
the mythical areas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Excellent. So tell us where you're at now with your projects.
So it's actually been really busy just with sales. We actually have a dog coming out probably this summer now to help the rescue dogs in the
Oh,
United States and the ones that are being mistreated in like the meat trade in China and other areas of captivity. I have a rescue dog from Istanbul that I love. So that sort of was the incentive for that. So yeah, we're just kind of broadening our platform to help as many animals as we can. Of course, the main focus will continue to be elephants and always, but it's kind of fun to add in new stuffed animals too. So
yeah. Well, fantastic. It sounds really great, as what you're doing out there.
thank
Where
you.
do you see this going in the future? More, it's just
I would
keeping it as it is, or
no, I always want to grow it as much as possible and help
yeah.
as many animals as I can. And so, I'm always looking for suggestions and growth because sometimes I'm so busy doing the actual business part of it. And,
Mm.
one of my volunteers will be like, you should do this. I'm like, that is such a fabulous idea. But we're also trying to help rescue a herd that was not being treated well in Thailand.
A herd of
So
elephants, you mean, or
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So we're
yeah,
doing a huge fundraiser to help contribute to that getting those elephants as well. So it's a lot of elephant advocacy, but it's also the business side too. So it's a ton of work, but I'm really grateful for the momentum, and hopefully we'll continue to grow as quickly as we have been, so that we can save as many animals as possible.
yeah, excellent. And just so do you actually still go out to Thailand a lot? I mean, is it mostly animals in Africa as well, or
Both. I'll be going to Africa probably later this year. It's so hard from California to get to these places.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, I think
Um,
I was in the
well, you're not
flight.
far from Asia, though, are you, California? But it's still a bit of a stretch to get out there. Yeah, yeah.
It's
Pacific's
about
quite a.
30 hours
Oh,
of
yeah, that's
flight.
long. Yeah, that's
It's a little
far.
bit long, but it's worth it once you're there
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. It's only about 14 hours from here, but it's still, yeah. That's double the time for you, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's a
So
little
yeah,
brutal, but it's definitely something.
Africa's only like 2 hours away from not even maybe an hour away from Europe, really. But
I
actually,
know,
in Spain, it's literally like going from UK to France. Just
right?
an hour boat ride, isn't it? So
It's amazing. But then also, like, once you get there, like, I think Thailand was 17 hours ahead of California, if that's right.
yeah, so that's the other thing.
So
Yeah,
that was like also, I mean, when I got home, it was like, 1 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to wake
oh,
up and make myself
jet lag,
pasta.
jet lag city.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. Waking
time
up
for
for breakfast
dinner.
3 o'clock in the morning and everything. Yeah,
Exactly.
must have been all over the place.
It was pretty crazy. I was like,
Yeah,
I couldn't get adjusted very quickly this time. So it was like, I'm not going to make myself a sandwich at 1 o'clock in the morning and start getting up that time to make dinner or whatever. So yeah, but it was so worth it. It was such an amazing trip.
yeah. It was great though. There's this place when I first went there called Khao Road where you meet all the different backpackers, and it's changed a bit now. It's more commercialized,
Right.
But let's say 23 years ago, I think it was the first time I was there. Around 23 years ago, 20, maybe just over. And I met people from California, people from Australia. You just meet people from all over the world. Just
it's so fun.
Yeah, it was quite a good way of meeting people. Pure sort of traveling way, really. Of course, now like yourself, I have a little one and a married life as well, so I have to go with the family, which I did, this year. But I was living out in Philippines, so but we're living in the UK now, so the travel was either via Thailand, because sometimes we couldn't get a direct flight, obviously, because of the pandemic. The flights was all over the place, and there weren't a direct flight anymore to UK, and I don't think there still is.
I've been to the Philippines too. That's another beautiful place.
Right, yeah. There's a few nice places there. So when they don't throw plastic and litter all over the place, but that's another cultural thing to sort out, because obviously that's a conservation thing as well in the sea. When you throw plastic, they're trying to stop all that as well. So. Yeah. But anyway, let's not digress anymore. Where can people find out more about your work and everything that you do, Kristina?
So
not Kristina. 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 I had a Kristina before introduced from your PR company, so that's why.
TheElephantProject.com is my website, and then the Elephant Project Official is the Instagram, and the Elephant Project on Facebook. So
right,
there you go. Lots of different ways.
Yeah, excellent. And where can they find your products? To just those places you just mentioned?
Yeah.
No, they're not in shops. It's mail order only, is it?
There are some shops here in California, but in the UK, I don't believe they're anywhere right now. No. They were doing the.
Not yet.
Not exactly.
How did the pandemic affect all this? Actually, all this work. It must have been easy if it's mail order and.
It was actually busier. So I think because right at the beginning of the pandemic is when the People article came out. So I was, it was such a weird time, but I was so busy. And so
I could imagine. Yeah. I was busy as well, because anything online is sort of busy thing, isn't it? Really.
Yes, nonstop.
And the thing is, because you mentioned the Gap, and that's why all the Gap shops closed. Mm-hmm. Because they found it better to do it online. So now they just sell things online now, so because of the pandemic. So this is interesting times we've gone into, really. But anyway, well, it's really great you coming on the show and spreading this great work that you're doing. I'll look more into it myself. I have so many people doing different charities, but in particular, the PR company you work with, there was someone else from the Philippines before that was doing other projects that I had looked into as well. And I'd like to find out if I can get involved with my busy schedule, but I'll definitely keep in touch with it. But in the meantime, thanks a lot, Kristina, for coming to the show and sharing this wonderful work with my audience today.
Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts, or head over to my website, davepalmer.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Palmer Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.